So it costs $200 for an ounce of marijuana and $250 for a gram of cocaine. If you get caught, you can be. If you get caught for selling drugs, you could be looking at a minimum sentence of 6 years behind bars. A good chunk of your life is thrown away, just like millions of other Americans. America has the highest rate of incarceration, holding 25% of the world's prisoner population. Having the highest percentage of prisoners, that's a country that reflects poorly, and as citizens, we should be ashamed. So why are there so many prisoners? The policy against crime has transformed, and new laws and policies have been implemented to be less tough and less tolerant of criminals. Policymakers and government are making unjust and unethical laws. Some states still implement the three-strike law, where a person has a previous criminal record and commits a crime. They could be looking to 25 years to life in prison. Being tough on crime fails to prevent crime to significant numbers. Lawmakers are increasing the minimal sentence and incarcerating more people, which has resulted in the growth of prisoners. These laws that are being implemented aren't going to deter people from committing crimes, because crime rates have been steady, and when they're incarcerating more people, more prisoners are going to be occupied. Most of the prisoners incarcerated are incarcerated due to nonviolent drug offenses. America is trying to combat drugs by arresting anybody who sells or uses drugs. There are so many people that use drugs that it's almost impossible to eliminate that crowd. And drugs are a quick profit, and people are willing to sacrifice their lives because there's always going to be a demand. The war against drugs targets a huge population and will give a harsh sentence no matter if the offense was violent or not. Non-violent drug offenders could be sentenced to a minimum of 6 years in prison. The war against drugs will continue to punish people, but drugs will continuously be used. Crime has no boundaries, but policy mainly targets African Americans and Latinos. People of color are more likely to be sentenced than Caucasians. Most of the Black, Latinos, and other minorities who are incarcerated have received low education, which plays in effect when they are being convicted. They can't properly defend themselves. They might not be able to afford a lawyer, which might result in the state providing them a lawyer. This could deter people from winning, so someone might plead guilty in order to receive a lower sentence, even if they didn't commit the crime. Laws prevent crime, but it fails when the law is no longer targeting individuals but large social groups. So no country incarcerates more than the U.S., where a failing policy can take away someone's life. War on crime targets poor areas, whereas wealthy neighborhoods might have a higher chance of serving little to no time. Crime rates aren't higher than other countries, but crime rates in other countries aren't higher than America, but we put more effort into punishing people, whereas we should be putting more effort into putting prisoners in a position where they can succeed outside of prison. Being tough on crime really essentially means being tough on people, where people are being institutionalized.
Oh.